Hello, welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen. And how are you doing today? My day's solid. Solid and gone. Yeah. We went on a short trip this last weekend and it was pretty fun. It's pretty fun. You know, stayed in the camper, checked out the boat. I sleep really late. I don't think I got up before 7:30, 8 o'clock. Oh wait, 8:30, 7:30 our time, yeah. I sleep really late on vacation just because I got nothing to do. And no, I'm not going fishing. My sons do that, they go fishing, yeah. But anyway, how are you liking the videos? Are you missing the soap? I'm kind of missing the soap, yeah. But that's okay, because I know the summer soaps are coming up pretty soon, so that's really exciting. But we're going to keep this short and sweet, and it's a very short and sweet video. Perfecto, right? Yeah. But anyway, today we are doing a rebatch. It's not the total rebatch of actually like pouring a thin layer on top of the soap to give it a swirl or something. But you could call it a rebatch because it's technically changing the soap. Sort of, in a way. You'll see what I mean. 3 things. Be kind, be forgiving, be you. Let's go check out this new look to the Rootbeer float soaps. Okay, you've all seen the Rootbeer float bar made with real root beer and whole cream. If not, I'll leave a link below so you can see how it's made. But as you can see, this one heated up quite a bit. That big crack in the middle, it heated up. But what I did wrong, look at that. It's such a beautiful color. I love it this way. But what I did wrong was I forgot to leave the fragrance oil out of the top part of the soap. So you can kind of see that line where it was trying to stay white. But this color, this fragrance oil, discolors to such a dark brown that it didn't have a chance. Like, I don't think there's enough titanium dioxide that you could add to this to make it white. Maybe that's a good challenge. Maybe kale and clay, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I added it to the part that was supposed to be white. And so I hee-hawed around with it a while, and I thought, I'm going to show you a way to rebatch. It's not totally the pouring it over, okay? Like, you can literally pour a whole new layer on a bar of soap to rebatch, or give it a new look. But I decided, after much debate, see, you can see the line. Do you see where it wants to be white, but, do you see the outside of the bar? Yeah, that's what it's going to look like. I'm sorry. It's going to be solid brown. And so anyway, after much thinking and long enough for these bars to discolor, like this video. Look at them. They're just all sitting there all nice and cute. But I'll show you. I decided to dip them. Yes, dip them. So I started with a new set of oils, and a small set of oils, and making a frosting is what I call it. I'll have to do that one day. Talk about making frosting. Because, I used to want to speed it up, like soap it hot. And that's actually not a good thing to do when you're making frosting, because it does accelerate fast and then you don't get the nice pretty flow if you're making flowers and stuff like that, like you do with frosting. It's like adding too much powdered sugar to the frosting to where it's too much powdered sugar and, your flower petals are breaking. But, okay, I know you're thinking you're going to dip this. And as I pointed out into the, or I think it's coming up, if you see the bar to the left side of me, that is how it has discolored, right there. It is that dark. Okay. So making this frosting, we're just going to let it set up till it gets nice and thick. Here's my problem. It's set up really fast, and I probably, see, look at, it just needs to be a little thicker because it's not sticking to the spoon. See? This would be a great drop swirl stage. You know, when you want to drop swirl and you don't want to, you know, a mixed muddy soap. So we're just going to let it set. I actually didn't let it set very long at all, and it was pretty thick. Now, in retrospect, I'm going to say, I think I couldn't have dipped it at that first one, you know, that I showed you. That is dark. Ooh, it smells amazing. But this was almost a little too thick. It doesn't look too thick, but I think 2 dips would be better. 2 thin dips would be better than 1 thick dip. Does that make sense? But, okay, so this is how I'm going to rebatch my root beer soaps, because I don't like them as that solid brown color, even though it's still a soap. And it's, you know, it does what it does. But I wanted to give it some character. I wanted to give it some, you know, there's nothing like a root beer float on a hot summer's day. Like, anybody disagree with me? Although I am some of us will prefer the root beer on the side of the float. So like an ice cream cone with a root beer. Okay, fine. But anyway, this is literally what I did to give these soaps a new look. And that's what rebatching is. It's giving your soap a new look, you know, a different look. I mean, I could have, I could have done something else, but nah. I in the end, I like these. My grandson loved them. He thought they were so cool. And of course, it just gave it a different look than the traditional root beer float bar, right? Come on, keep dipping. Quite a few to dip. What is it, 11, 12 with the little baby one? Some funky line there. That's been my wire cutter. Maybe it's just, it does look funny. Or maybe it's just the angle of the camera. But I just had to make sure that I covered it, dipped it all the way to where the line discolored, you know, the top. And here they are. They're cool. They have character, let me tell you. And as always, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by. And I will see you next time. God bless.